Hi, welcome back to Good Enough Photography. Today I'm going to show you how to make an image look like it was taken on a film camera. One of those cameras from around like the 80s or 70s. Not the black and white ones from like the 20s or something, but like, like the newer film camera. Well, not newer, but like the more recently used film cameras. There we go. But before we get into that, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. I post a tutorial every other Wednesday. My website is goodenoughphotography.com, and let's get right into it. So first, I crop my image like this because I like it. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to duplicate my layer. This is optional, but I kind of just always do it every time I end up making an image. So we have it duplicated. Now, what we are going to do is I'm going to convert it to a smart object. Yet again, you don't have to do this, but I like being able to edit my filters later. So right now it's a smart object. And what we want to do is we want to create a curves, right? Or is it levels? Let me check my notes, sorry. Yes, it is a curves. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to image. Oh, I'm not on anything. That would help. We're going to go to image, adjustments. And then we go all the way down to curves. See? Curves. Now what we want to do is we want to take each and every color. All of them. And we want to make like an S. So you bring this up here. You bring this down here. Down here. And then you take the middle point and you put in the middle. But it's a little too green. So right now what we want to do is we want to make it less of an S. Whoa, that's not words. It's supposed to be a subtle S. So I'm just going to subtle this up a little bit more. There we go. And now I'm going to go to, I was in green. I'm going to go to red now. So I'm going to add the little point there. I'm going to take this point here. I'm going to slightly bring it up. I'm going to make a point here. I'm going to slightly bring it. Nope, that's a lot old. I said, hello. Okay, there we go. Mine's computer's a little laggy. And now we're going to go to blue. I said we're going to go to blue. And we're going to do the same exact thing. Up. Down. Perfect. So now you can see the difference in the color already. Which is giving it more of that like, not like washed out, but you know what I mean. That more Polaroid-ish. More film camera-ish. Not really Polaroid, I don't know. It's Polaroid. It's more film because that's what I'm going for. But no, we just want a slight S-curve. Now, what we are going to do is we are going to make another image adjustment layer. And we are going to go to, I gotta check my notes again. Highlights and shadows. So don't use this basic one. And as I tell you, there's never a perfect blah blah. Never a perfect tutorial. So what I would first do, make sure that this is above, like, make sure it's not at 0. We want it more than 0. I think I'm gonna go with like that. Same thing with highlights. Yet again, we want it above 0. Now what we want to do is we want to take the tone of the shadow and bring it all the way up, and with tone of highlights we could do the opposite and we bring it all the way down, right? Wait, let me check my notes again. Yes. Ooh, I'm good at this. So yet again, since it is a smart filter, we can always go back. You can always play with the amount of each one that you have. See, that's looking better already, dude. So, now I'm going to give you an optional step. It really depends on what you want. But one of the optional steps you can do is you can go to... Hello? Sorry. You can go to motion blur. Where is that? Okay, there it is. And you can add a very tiny motion blur. Now, you don't want too much motion blur or it looks like you've sprinted past it. You want just enough motion blur. Not too much motion blur. Not too little motion blur. You want just enough. I think I'm going to go with like a, let me try like a 6. I did not mean to. Okay. Okay, so motion blur around a 6. I think I might go like a 7 or 8. 8, 10, 20. No. What about like a 10? I think 7. Yeah, I think 7's not bad. I think 7 looks okay. Let me look again. Because you do want that slight blur. Because if you look at like old photos, they're not completely in focus. Because a lot of times the lenses weren't as good to be as in focus and stuff. So, I mean, yeah, it's an older camera. That makes sense. I don't know why I'm trying to explain why in older cameras, camera quality was worse. I think it's kind of self-explanatory why older cameras have a worse camera quality than a newer camera, and how I'm degrading the camera quality to replicate an old camera that has a worse camera quality. You get what I'm saying, right? Or not? I don't know. Maybe you do. Maybe you don't. Maybe I'm saying complete crud, and I don't even know what I'm saying. Both work. Both work. So this is kind of a quick tutorial because I've been like swamped with school and stuff. But we're kind of at the last step already. So we just have to add noise. And we just press add noise. Because a lot of these filters have noise. So there's 2 modes. You can have monochromatic and non-monochromatic. I think I like the chromatic instead of the monochromatic, or whatever it's called, because I feel like it gives it more of that old vibe. I just feel like the monochromatic kind of just like, I don't know. I don't like it as much. So now you kind of got to play with how much you want. Now you don't want too much or else your image, dies. But you don't want too little because then your image, you got nothing going on here. So you just gotta kind of play around with it. You want it to be like subtle enough. That's another thing you can do with, because if you have it like pretty intense and then you have the monochromatic, it's like less intense. But you just gotta play around with it on your own or something. Well, not or something. You just gotta play around with it on your own. So let's see, 25. 30. Let me move this out of the way. Maybe like a 27. What's a 20 look like? 25, 6, 30. Nope. 29. Nope. 25. Nope. 22. Yeah, that looks good, I think. Right? Or am I losing it? I think that looks good. Yet again, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, or the eye of the editor of the photo. I don't care. Whatever you think looks good, just go with that. And so, you can crop your image however you want. If you want it to be more Polaroid-like, I wouldn't add the grain, because some Polaroids have grain, but I just feel like Polaroids aren't as grainy, but they do have more of a, intense reaction to light. That might just be me, though. I might be wrong. But I just feel like when you take a photo with a Polaroid, it's like if there's a light, it completely glows and it's really big. Now, since I haven't taken too many photos of film, I don't know if it's the same thing for film. But when I do see a lot of photos of film, it seems that film is more dull and that Polaroid picks up more light. That's just what I've noticed, but yet again, I could be completely wrong because I have never used a film camera. That is just because, I don't have any way to process it. And I know some Walgreens and stuff still process it, but that's only a select few Walgreens, and then I found a place that does process, but they're only open on really weird days, so I just haven't gotten around to it yet. But no, I think that is our finished image. As you can see that nice and beautiful grain. Now, if you were taking literally any other type of image and you didn't want it to look like film, grain sucks. You don't want that. But I think this is like the only time you'd ever really want grain. See, if you can see with the multicolored, it literally adds more color, but you can't see that when you're looking at it from here. But when you zoom all the way in, you can see it. But yeah, so I think that looks pretty good to me. It looks kind of vintage, filmish. It's not exactly like my last video, which I don't know if it's up or something. I've been dealing with some copyright claims because of the music I use, but I'm fixing that. Don't worry. But no, I think it looks, because it does a different, because my other vintage one, which might be up by when I post this, if I'm able to fix it in time. It might not. I'll like leave a comment telling you guys. That was more of like a sepia tones, brownish, type thing. Like an old image. Instead of just like a, 80s or vintage image sort of thing. I don't know what I'm saying. Maybe you know what I'm saying. I don't know. But no, I think that looks pretty good. Oh yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe if you made it this far into the video. Comment, share it, interact with it. Anything, please. I need more interaction on my channel. I got 24 subs. Woo! But yeah, so have a good day. Check out my other tutorials. I got like a playlist of all of them. If anyone wants to check that out. Yeah, so thank you for watching.